Let's walk on the wise path.
Imagine waking up every day, not really questioning anything around you, not knowing that everything you see, hear, or even feel has been carefully orchestrated. What if I told you that behind the logos, the government buildings, even the clothes you wear, there's a hidden language that's been shaping your reality from the very beginning? That language is symbols. But these aren't just cute or decorative things. No, they are powerful tools that can influence your mind in ways you never thought possible. Have you ever noticed how the swoosh of the Nike logo can trigger feelings of ambition and movement? Or how you might feel more calm just by seeing the color blue? This isn't a coincidence. Symbols, whether they are on the street signs you pass, the brands you buy, or even the symbols in your religion, are designed to tap directly into your subconscious and affect how you think and behave. This video will reveal how symbols are not just representations of ideas, but active players in controlling your thoughts, your behaviors, and ultimately your reality. And once you see the power of symbols, you'll understand just how deep this control runs. This is not just about logos. It's about the very fabric of our societies, our beliefs, and our freedoms. Setting the stage, why symbols matter. You've probably seen thousands of logos in your lifetime, right? From the golden arches of McDonald's to the emblem of your favorite tech company, these logos are more than just graphics, they're emotions packaged in a simple design. Think about it. When you see a Starbucks logo, what do you feel? Maybe it's warmth, comfort, or even luxury. But here's the catch. You didn't consciously choose to feel that way. It's the symbol, the logo, that has embedded these feelings into your psyche over time. Symbols work because they communicate on a level far deeper than words. You can see a picture and instantly know what it represents. But the true power lies in how these symbols are designed to tap into your subconscious. The swoosh on a Nike shoe doesn't just represent sportswear. It represents victory, success, and athletic prowess values that have been carefully chosen and embedded in your mind over years of marketing and repetition. The golden arches of McDonald's don't just stand for fast food. They symbolize comfort, familiarity, and convenience, values that society has come to associate with the brand. But symbols are everywhere. They are not just corporate logos. Consider the way flags are displayed in public spaces, how the design of government buildings invokes feelings of power and authority, or how religious symbols create a sense of connection and belonging. They are not random. They are crafted and strategically placed to speak to you without you realizing it. They are tools of control, manipulation, and influence. This invisible influence is woven into the very structure of our societies, from the legal systems to the educational institutions. Symbols form a language that everyone speaks, but most of us are unaware of how these symbols shape our beliefs, desires, and actions. The power of the subconscious. To understand how powerful symbols are, we need to first look at the subconscious mind. Think of the subconscious as a sponge, soaking up everything you see, hear, and experience without discrimination. Your conscious mind, the part of you that's aware of your thoughts and actions, is only the tip of the iceberg. The real power lies below the surface in the subconscious, where symbols, images, and ideas are stored. When a symbol is presented to you, it doesn't just sit there. It gets absorbed into your subconscious mind, even if you don't actively think about it. For example, think about a stop sign. You see it, and what do? You stop. It's not a conscious decision. It's a reflex triggered by the symbol. You don't question the meaning of the red octagon. You don't think, should I stop or should I go? Your brain has been trained, through years of exposure, to respond in a specific way to that symbol. Now, extend this idea beyond traffic signs. Corporate logos, flags, religious icons, even advertisements on your screen. Each one is designed to trigger a specific emotional response. It's the reason why certain products evoke feelings of trust or loyalty, or why a religious symbol can stir up a sense of devotion. The symbols themselves are not merely images. They are emotional cues designed to influence your behavior in subtle but powerful ways. This is where it gets fascinating. Most of the time, you are unaware of this subconscious programming. You think you're making decisions based on your own will, but in reality, symbols are guiding you. The more you understand how this works, the more control you'll have over your own thoughts and behaviors. Symbols in religion and power. Now let's talk about the most powerful and long-lasting symbols, the ones tied to religion and authority. From the Christian cross to the Om symbol in Hinduism, these symbols have more power than just their spiritual meaning. They also represent authority, community, and often unquestionable truth. Whether you follow the religion or not, these symbols hold a deep place in society because of the power they wield. Religion has always played a massive role in shaping our worldview, and symbols are at the center of it all. The cross, for example, is not just a representation of Christ's sacrifice. It is a symbol of the religion itself, invoking feelings of salvation, faith, and devotion. The same can be said for religious rituals. The prayers, the lighting of candles, the recitation of hymns, these are all symbols in action, reinforcing the beliefs and structures that uphold religious authority. These rituals are not just ceremonies. They are a reinforcement of the community's shared identity and the power of the religious institution. But the influence of symbols doesn't end in religious settings. Governments and corporations understand the power of symbols too. The national flag, for example, represents more than just a country. It embodies the values, history, and the authority of the government. National anthems, oaths, and even the color of uniforms each is a symbol meant to evoke loyalty, unity, and control. These symbols create a collective identity that aligns people with the values and power structures of the state. So, whether you're looking at a religious symbol or a government logo, remember these symbols are working on your subconscious to align you with their ideals, beliefs, and authority. It's not by accident that they've been used for centuries to maintain control. The collective unconscious, a global network of symbols. One of the most profound theories ever proposed about symbols comes from Carl Jung, who introduced the concept of the collective unconscious. This idea suggests that all humans share a deep, universal reservoir of images, memories, and symbols that transcend individual cultures and societies. Think of it as a global library of human experience passed down through generations and embedded in the very structure of our consciousness. These symbols are not just learned, they're inherited. From the circle, which represents wholeness and eternity, to the cross, which symbolizes duality, sacrifice, and transformation, these symbols resonate with something deep inside us. They speak to our instincts, our emotions, and our fundamental understanding of the world. For example, when you see a circle, whether in a logo or a sacred space, it doesn't just look like a shape. It evokes a feeling of unity, completeness, and balance. The same is true for other symbols like the triangle, which represents stability and strength, or the square, which symbolizes order and structure. These symbols are powerful because they are connected to universal archetypes shared by all humans, regardless of culture or background. This is why symbols are so effective in shaping your reality. They tap into a part of your mind that is far older and more universal than any individual experience. When you see certain symbols, your brain connects them to deeply ingrained patterns, which can trigger powerful emotional and psychological responses. This is why they're used in religion, government, and business. They don't just communicate a message. They activate something deep within you that shapes your perception of reality. How symbols shape reality. Now that we understand the power of symbols and their connection to the subconscious, let's explore how they actively shape your reality. The truth is, symbols aren't just passive images. They're active forces that influence your thoughts, behaviors, and emotions, guiding you to think and act in specific ways without you even realizing it. Think about your daily life. Every time you walk into a store, watch a commercial, or drive past a billboard, you're interacting with symbols. These symbols carry meanings that influence how you feel and what you buy. A company's logo doesn't just represent the business, it triggers an emotional response in you. When you see the Apple logo, it doesn't just make you think of a company that sells phones. It evokes feelings of innovation, simplicity, and sophistication. This connection doesn't happen by accident. It's the result of years of carefully crafted branding, advertising, and design. But it's not just companies that use symbols to influence you. Governments, too, use symbols to evoke feelings of loyalty, nationalism, and unity. Think about the flag of your country. It's not just a piece of fabric, it's a symbol that represents the ideals, struggles, and history of your nation. When you see it, you're reminded of your identity and your duty as a citizen. Similarly, religious symbols like the cross or the Star of David carry with them layers of meaning that influence your thoughts and behaviors, connecting you to a higher purpose or guiding principles. The most powerful part of this is that these symbols often work below your level of awareness. You might see a logo or a flag and feel something: trust, loyalty, or even fear, but you don't always realize that this emotional response is being triggered by the symbol itself. This is how symbols shape reality. They influence your subconscious mind, which then shapes your thoughts, actions, and perceptions. The duality of laws, land and sea. Let's talk about something you might not have considered before: the laws that govern society. These laws are not just about rules and regulations. They are deeply connected to the very structure of our world. And there are two fundamental laws that rule everything: the law of the land and the law of the sea. The law of the land refers to local laws, customs, and practices that govern everyday life. These laws are tied to the specific traditions and cultures of a community or nation. They deal with things like land ownership, inheritance rights, and local religious practices. These are the laws that shape your day-to-day life, from how property is owned to the ways people interact within a specific society. In contrast, the law of the sea, also known as maritime law, has a global scope. Originating to regulate trade and navigation on the seas, maritime law has expanded its influence over time, affecting areas like finance, commerce, and international relations. It governs everything from global trade routes to the structure of modern financial systems. Concepts like liquidity, capital, and safe harbor all have their roots in maritime law, and these concepts continue to shape the way the global economy functions. The intersection of these two laws, the local, grounded law of the land, and the global, expansive law of the sea, creates a complex system of governance. This system governs everything from your legal identity, which is tied to your birth certificate, to the way the economy operates on a global scale. But understanding how these two laws work together reveals how your personal identity is connected to a much larger system of power that spans the globe. Breaking free, reclaiming your autonomy. Now that we've discussed how symbols and laws shape your reality, the natural question arises: how can you break free from this control? The first step toward reclaiming your autonomy is simply understanding what's happening around you. Once you start to recognize the power of symbols, the influence of laws, and how they shape your perceptions, you'll be in a position to make conscious choices about how you engage with the world. But here's the thing: awareness alone isn't enough. You need action. It's not just about knowing that symbols manipulate you. It's about choosing how you respond to them. This means becoming more critical of the world around you. Start questioning everything. Look at the symbols in your daily life. Do you know what they represent? Who created them? Why do they evoke certain emotions in you? By asking these questions, you begin to peel back the layers of influence and control that have been subtly guiding your actions for years. When you're aware of how these symbols operate, you can begin to deconstruct the narratives that they uphold. For example, when you look at a brand logo, don't just think of it as a product. It's a message, a narrative, a set of values that the company wants you to adopt. When you see a flag or hear a national anthem, don't just stand at attention. Ask yourself why that symbol evokes such strong feelings. What story does it tell? And how does it serve the interests of those in power? By learning to recognize and analyze the symbols, laws, and rituals around you, you begin to dismantle the invisible system of control. This is the first step to reclaiming your autonomy, choosing to live by your own values and beliefs, not those imposed by external systems. The path to freedom, meditation, and reflection. So now that you've become more aware of the hidden forces shaping your reality, the next step is to actively reclaim your freedom. How do you do that? The answer lies in a practice that has been used for centuries by truth seekers and spiritual individuals: meditation. Meditation isn't just about relaxing or clearing your mind. It's about gaining clarity, expanding your consciousness, and reconnecting with your inner self. When you meditate, you create a space of silence in your mind. This silence allows you to observe your thoughts without judgment. It's in this space that you can start to see the illusions that have been imposed upon you. The symbols, the stories, and the rituals that shape your life, they become clearer when you step outside of them. In meditation, you find the mental clarity necessary to see beyond the noise and distractions of modern life. You begin to access elevated states of perception, allowing you to connect with a higher understanding of your true self and the world around you. It's through this process that you begin to recognize your role as a co-creator of reality. You realize that you're not just a passive participant in the world, you are an active force capable of shaping your own destiny. Through meditation, you transcend the limitations of external control and tap into a deeper, more expansive sense of freedom. This practice allows you to see beyond the symbols, laws, and narratives that govern your life. It's in the sacred space of silence that you gain the strength and clarity to transcend them. So, where does this all lead? What's the final takeaway from all of this? The truth is, once you understand how symbols, laws, and rituals work, you've already taken the first step toward freedom. But to truly be free, you need to continue to question, reflect, and act in alignment with your own values and beliefs. The path to autonomy doesn't end with awareness. It's a journey of continuous learning, critical thinking, and conscious decision-making. Once you begin to understand how symbols shape your reality, you can start making more informed choices. The more you understand, the more power you have to shape your own life. But here's the thing, you're not in this alone. As you embark on this journey of self-discovery and awakening, you have the power to inspire others to do the same. As more people wake up to the influence of symbols and begin to reclaim their autonomy, a collective awakening begins to take place. And with this collective awakening comes the potential for real societal transformation. You can be the change you wish to see in the world. By reclaiming your freedom, by questioning the narratives and symbols around you, you not only transform your own life, but also contribute to a more conscious, empowered society. The more people who awaken to this reality, the more we can collectively break free from the systems of control that have been in place for centuries. The journey towards true freedom. The final piece of the puzzle is this: how can you continue your journey towards true freedom? The answer lies in personal responsibility and continuous self-education. As you expand your awareness, you'll come to realize that the systems of control are not just external, they've become internalized. We've all been conditioned to think, feel, and act in certain ways based on the symbols and narratives that have shaped our societies. To truly break free, you must learn to identify these patterns within yourself. Begin by looking at your own beliefs, values, and behaviors. Are they truly yours? Or are they the result of external influences? This process of self-reflection is crucial because it allows you to separate your authentic self from the conditioned responses that have been instilled in you over time. And the most powerful way to achieve this is through meditation and mindful reflection. These practices allow you to connect with your inner self and see through the layers of conditioning that have been built up over a lifetime. Through consistent meditation, you can gradually strip away these layers and reveal your true essence, an essence that is free from the influence of external systems. Ultimately, the journey towards true freedom is a continuous process of self-awareness, education, and inner work. By understanding how symbols, laws, and narratives shape your reality, you take the first step toward reclaiming your autonomy. But the true power comes when you begin to live your life consciously, making choices that align with your true values and beliefs. Meditation, reflection, and self-education are your tools on this journey. As you continue to awaken, you'll find that the world begins to shift. You'll see the symbols for what they are: powerful tools of influence, and you'll learn how to navigate the world without being controlled by them. And when you do this, you not only free yourself, but you also become a beacon for others to do the same. Together, we can create a world where freedom, consciousness, and authenticity are the guiding principles. So, are you ready to take the first step on this journey? Let me know in the comments what insights you gained and share your journey toward greater freedom and self-discovery. You're not alone in this. Together, we can change the world.